There are days when the atmosphere feels charged, as if something in the unseen is pressing closer, waiting to be noticed. Today is one of those days, and Virgo stands at the center of this vibration. It may look as though they are calm, measured, and quietly moving through their tasks, but beneath that steady exterior lies a force that should not be tested. This is not the time to cross them, because the energy around Virgo now operates like a cosmic warning, a field where every action directed toward them rebounds with precision. The sign of Virgo carries an aura of order, justice, and unseen power, and when you disturb that balance, it does not only disturb them, it disturbs you. The universe often sends warnings through subtle signs before storms arrive. You may notice tension rising in the air when you approach them, or an unexplainable heaviness in your own chest. That is not coincidence, it is alignment. Virgo embodies the principle of the cosmic test, and when you stand against them, you are standing against the law of reflection itself. Respect opens blessings, but disrespect awakens karmic traps. The choice lies in every interaction, and today the choice carries more weight than usual. Crossing Virgo today is like pushing against a mirror that does not simply reflect, it multiplies. Their silence does not mean weakness. Their calm does not mean passivity. These qualities are signals that their energy is already in balance, and when provoked, it is the universe that defends them, not just their own words. This is why even small acts of conflict can spiral into consequences far larger than expected. The promise hidden in this warning is clear. Treat Virgo with honor and you align yourself with order, precision, and blessings that flow naturally into your life. Ignore this, and you step into a field of karmic traps where mistakes echo louder and intentions backfire faster. The ground is sensitive, and every step matters. Today is a moment marked by unseen intensity, and the path forward is simple, but serious. To honor Virgo is to honor the balance of the cosmos itself, because their energy is deeply woven into its structure. As we move forward, you will understand why this depth is so often misunderstood, and why silence, observation, and hidden strength make Virgo far more dangerous to cross than most realize. Virgo's silence is one of the most misunderstood forces in the zodiac. Many assume that quiet means weakness, that restraint means fear, but nothing could be further from the truth. In reality, Virgo's silence is their strongest weapon, a cloak of invisibility under which their mind observes, calculates, and gathers strength. They notice details that others dismiss. They hear the tone behind the words, the hesitation in a gesture, the cracks in a story. Where others rush, Virgo waits. Where others react, Virgo studies. And it is in this pause that they accumulate power. What appears to be inaction is preparation. Virgo is not loud about their strength because they do not need to be. They are the builders of structure, the keepers of order, the carriers of unseen justice. When you cross them, you are not facing someone who is unprepared. You are facing someone who has already mapped out the lines of the battlefield before you even stepped onto it. They have rehearsed patience so long that they can let time itself work in their favor. Cosmic justice is always watching, and Virgo embodies this law in the most subtle ways. Their ability to endure without complaint records every wrong done to them into the invisible ledger of the universe. It is not Virgo who keeps score. It is the cosmos itself that tilts the balance back in their favor when the time comes. This is why underestimating their stillness is a mistake. What seems like passivity is in fact evidence of trust in higher alignment. Trust that nothing escapes the eye of the unseen. This depth makes crossing Virgo dangerous because what you trigger in them is not only personal, it is cosmic. The patience they cultivate builds a reservoir of energy that, once released, does not scatter. It moves like a precise arrow, finding its mark without hesitation. When others think Virgo is fragile, they forget that fragility can also be sharp, like glass that cuts deep when broken. The hidden depth of Virgo explains why their silence is never to be taken lightly. It prepares the stage for the first reason not to cross them. Their ability to reflect truth like a mirror, exposing what is hidden in you the moment you attempt to harm them. This mirror is the first soul-level reason why today you must think twice before stepping against Virgo. The first reason not to cross Virgo is their nature as a living mirror. They do not need to raise their voice or strike back with force because their very presence reflects energy with precision. When you send hostility toward them, it returns to you magnified. Their aura functions like polished glass, exposing what you project and sending it back, so that the attack you attempt becomes your own undoing. This is not revenge. It is resonance, the natural law that Virgo embodies without effort. In astrology, conjunction energy symbolizes intensity and visibility, and this mirrors Virgo's field. When the cosmos concentrates light in one place, all shadows are exposed. Similarly, when you cross Virgo, your own shadow is revealed. Lies, motives, and pretenses cannot remain hidden under their gaze. Even without words, they seem to expose what you wish to conceal. This is why people often feel uncomfortable under their silence. It is not judgment, it is reflection. Numerology confirms this principle through the sequence 222, a vibration of balance, alignment, and karmic justice. To cross Virgo when this frequency is active is to step directly into the laws of return, where imbalance is corrected by swift echoes. You may think you are challenging them, but in truth, you are challenging the equilibrium that surrounds them, and the cosmos does not allow that imbalance to remain unchecked. Imagine an argument where words fly carelessly. Most would fight back, but Virgo waits. Hours later, or even days, the very person who threw accusations finds themselves trapped in their own contradictions, exposed not by Virgo's retaliation, but by the reflection of their own energy. This is the danger of the mirror. You reveal yourself when you attempt to harm them. Virgo's mirror is not cruel, it is exact. It reflects reality as it is, with no distortion. Those who treat them with respect see their own kindness amplified. Those who cross them see their own shadow multiplied. This is why the first soul-level reason not to cross Virgo today is rooted in universal law. They are not merely individuals, but vessels of precision, and when you push against them, you push against a mirror that does not break. It only reveals. And once revealed, the weight of cosmic alignment begins to press heavier, preparing the ground for the next reason you must tread carefully. Something went wrong while generating the response. If this issue persists, please contact us through our help center at help.openai.com. Virgo's connection to cosmic alignment is not casual. It is written into their very essence. They are ruled by structure, detail, and the unshakable rhythm of order. When their energy is respected, it becomes a stabilizing presence that can anchor even the most chaotic of situations. But when crossed, that same stability transforms into a weight that destabilizes those who oppose them. To confront Virgo is to risk stepping out of balance with the universal laws they carry so naturally. Think of Virgo as the architect of invisible grids. Their mind works like sacred geometry, piecing together patterns others ignore. This is why they seem to anticipate outcomes before they arrive, why their intuition is so often confirmed by logic. When you cross them, you do not only face an individual, you disrupt the web of precision that surrounds them. That disruption does not weaken Virgo. It unsettles your own alignment, like cutting against the current of a river only to find yourself pulled under. The weight of this alignment is powerful because it is impartial. Virgo does not need to act out of revenge or demand that justice be served. The universe does it on their behalf. Their role is to remain consistent, grounded, and precise, and in doing so, they activate the field around them. Those who stand against this field often find themselves undone not by Virgo's hand, but by their own missteps magnified. Crossing them is like stepping into a maze you thought you could master, only to realize they built the map long before you entered. Stories abound of people who underestimated Virgo's influence. A betrayal exposed itself, a lie unraveled, or a secret surfaced at exactly the wrong moment. What seemed like chance was in fact the precision of cosmic alignment correcting imbalance. This is why it is said that Virgo does not need to lift a finger. The field lifts for them. To cross Virgo today is to challenge the law of alignment itself, and that is a battle already lost. Respecting them keeps you within the flow of harmony. Dishonoring them places you outside of it. And once outside, the consequences unfold quickly. This leads to the second great reason not to cross Virgo: the silent power of their discipline, a force that is often invisible until it is released with unshakable precision. The second reason not to cross Virgo rests in the silent power of their discipline. Unlike impulsive forces that burn hot and fade quickly, Virgo gathers strength through patience and restraint. They are like a bow being drawn slowly, storing energy in stillness until the release is both sharp and unstoppable. Many mistake their composure for fragility, but Virgo's discipline is a hidden arsenal, and when provoked, it is unleashed with a precision that leaves no room for error. This power is built over years of quiet practice. Virgo knows the value of control, the art of holding back when every impulse wants to strike. They refine themselves through routine, through consistency, through paying attention to what others dismiss as unimportant. Their discipline is not only mental but spiritual. It creates an inner shield that protects them even in the most hostile environments. To cross them is to challenge this shield, and the challenge rarely ends well for the one who initiates it. Numerology illuminates this truth through the vibration of 444, a code of divine protection and stability. When this sequence appears, it is a sign that unseen guardians are near, reinforcing Virgo's resilience. It reminds us that their discipline is not merely personal, it is cosmic. They are protected because they have aligned themselves with the order of creation, and those who oppose them often find they are fighting against more than human will. Consider the way Virgo responds when provoked. They do not lash out recklessly. Instead, they calculate, they wait, and when the moment comes, their response is surgical. A single word from them can expose a truth, dismantle an argument, or cut through pretense with devastating clarity. This is the fruit of their discipline. They do not waste energy. They channel it with focus, and the impact is far greater than brute force. To test Virgo's patience is to assume they have none left, but this is an illusion. Their patience is their weapon, their silence the tension of the bowstring, and when the arrow is released, it never misses its mark. This is why discipline is their silent power, the second soul-level reason to avoid crossing them. But even more dangerous than their restraint is the storm that brews within, a storm that, once awakened, spills outward with force. Inside Virgo lies a storm that is rarely seen, yet always felt. It is the tension between their desire for order and the inevitable chaos of the world. This storm is not wild or reckless, but contained, like thunderclouds gathering behind clear skies. When provoked, the balance tips, and what has long been managed internally spills into the external. To cross Virgo is to risk awakening this inner battle, and when it is released, its force can shake more than just a moment. It can ripple through relationships, situations, and even timelines. Virgo lives constantly between two poles, the need to control and the call to surrender. Their mind seeks perfection, while their heart whispers to let go. This conflict builds layers of pressure within them, pressure that makes them both resilient and volatile. When left unprovoked, they channel this tension into creation, detail, and service. But when crossed, the storm unleashes with a clarity that others are unprepared to face. It is not chaotic rage. It is precise destruction, dismantling what stands in the way of truth. The cosmic metaphor is a tug-of-war between invisible forces. Imagine gravity pulling in one direction and wind in another. The one caught in the middle feels torn, stretched thin, unable to stand firm. This is what happens when you cross Virgo. They project their storm outward, and you are caught in the quake of energies larger than you can manage. Their storm is not merely emotional, it is energetic, amplified by the universal laws of reflection and alignment. The danger of this storm lies in its unpredictability. Because Virgo so rarely allows it to surface, when it does, it takes others by surprise. Their words cut deeper. Their actions land harder. Their silence weighs heavier. The discipline that once restrained them now fuels the storm with an intensity that feels almost prophetic. And while it may not last long, the aftermath lingers, leaving others to reckon with truths they wish to avoid. Crossing Virgo means risking this release, stepping directly into the eye of a storm that has been held back for too long. It is a storm of order reclaiming its space, of hidden power rising to the surface. And once it passes, it leaves a new landscape behind, clearer, sharper, and undeniably transformed. This transformation leads directly to the third great reason not to cross Virgo: their prophetic sight, the gift that allows them to see what others cannot. The third reason not to cross Virgo lies in their prophetic sight, a vision that pierces through appearances and touches the core of truth. Unlike others who rely solely on intuition or logic, Virgo blends both with a rare sharpness. They see details others ignore, they sense patterns others miss, and they connect threads that seem invisible. This gift becomes most evident when someone attempts to deceive or harm them, because their sight cuts through illusions like a blade. Crossing Virgo means exposing yourself to someone who already saw your weak points before you even acted. This vision is not mystical fantasy, but a blend of heightened awareness and cosmic alignment. Virgo notices the slip of the tongue, the contradiction in a story, the subtle shift in energy. Their mind is like a magnifying glass, and once they turn it toward you, there is nowhere to hide. It is this clarity that makes them dangerous to challenge. They do not need to guess your intentions. They already recognize them in the shadows you thought were safe. Numerology amplifies this truth with the vibration of 777, the number of revelation and spiritual luck. When Virgo's sight is active, hidden truths surface with uncanny precision. Secrets unravel, masks fall, and what was buried emerges into the light. This is why crossing them often results in exposure. Not because they chase it, but because the universe collaborates with their sight to bring revelation at the perfect time. Imagine someone underestimating Virgo, believing they have hidden their motives well. Then suddenly, without confrontation, Virgo speaks a single sentence that reveals the entire truth. The air shifts, silence follows, and the pretender realizes they have been seen. This is not coincidence. It is prophecy unfolding through Virgo's perception. Their sight does not only reveal others, it foreshadows outcomes. They often predict events without trying, sensing the path ahead long before it unfolds. This prophetic vision is not used recklessly. Virgo does not reveal everything they see, for wisdom knows when to remain silent. But when crossed, their sight becomes a weapon sharper than any attack. It dismantles illusions and leaves no defense. This is why the third and final reason not to cross Virgo is the most powerful of all. When you step against them, you are already exposed, already revealed, already standing in the light of a truth that cannot be denied. And once truth is revealed, the law of return begins its work. The law of return is relentless, and Virgo is one of its clearest vessels. Whatever energy is sent toward them, whether blessing or curse, multiplies before it circles back. This is not because they seek revenge, but because their very essence resonates with cosmic order. Their precision and discipline align them naturally with this law, turning them into an echo chamber for the universe itself. To cross them is to set an intention you may not be ready to face when it comes back magnified. Virgo's connection to this law comes from their meticulous alignment with truth. They live in detail, they breathe in order, and they guard integrity even when no one is watching. This creates a frequency that cannot be faked or corrupted. When others try to disturb it, the energy does not stick, it rebounds. Like sound bouncing in a chamber, what you send to them returns louder, sharper, impossible to ignore. Their field amplifies not through effort, but through resonance with the law itself. The law of return is not always immediate. But around Virgo, the timeline accelerates. Disrespecting them often leads to a swift unraveling, as if the universe rushes to defend its vessel of order. A careless word might circle back as a humiliating revelation. A betrayal might collapse into exposure. It is not Virgo who engineers these outcomes, but the law itself, acting with the precision they embody. This is why so many underestimate them until consequences appear too quickly to explain. In spiritual terms, Virgo functions as a stabilizing frequency. Imagine striking a bell. The vibration does not vanish, but echoes until balance is restored. When you cross Virgo, you strike a bell whose tone resounds through the unseen, calling back what you released. The sound is impartial. It carries blessings to those who honor and justice to those who defy. Crossing Virgo today is particularly dangerous because their alignment is heightened, their mirror polished, their discipline sharpened, their vision active. The law of return amplifies all of it, making every action toward them heavier in consequence. Respect keeps you within the echo of blessings. Disrespect calls back the weight of karmic traps. And if you ignore the warning, the signs that you have crossed them will not take long to appear, echoing through your life in unmistakable ways. The signs that you have crossed a Virgo are never subtle for long. At first, they may retreat into silence, withdrawing their energy like a tide pulling back from the shore. This quiet is not indifference. It is a signal that something has shifted. If you feel distance where there was once connection, if conversations become clipped or entirely absent, know that you may already have stepped into the territory of imbalance. Virgo's withdrawal is often the first and clearest indication that a line has been crossed. But the universe also sends confirmations beyond their behavior. Dreams may grow heavy, filled with symbols that disturb your sleep. Numbers may repeat in strange ways. 999 appearing as a sign of closure, signaling that something in your connection has ended or transformed. Chills or sudden waves of unease may pass through you without cause, an echo of energy reverberating back. These are not coincidences. They are cosmic indicators that the law of return is already in motion. The weight of these signs grows if ignored. Restlessness creeps in, synchronicities multiply, and situations in your life may begin to unravel unexpectedly. What appears as bad luck is often the ripple of misalignment caused by crossing someone whose energy is tethered to order. Virgo becomes the mirror, and your own imbalance becomes visible through the events unfolding around you. Repair is possible, but it requires humility. A sincere apology carries weight, not just words spoken to smooth over conflict, but genuine recognition of what was done. Grounding practices like stillness, prayer, or acts of service help recalibrate your own field. Realignment comes when you honor the balance you disturbed, acknowledging Virgo not only as a person, but as a vessel of the cosmic order you disrespected. The longer repair is delayed, the heavier the karmic weight becomes. Virgo does not need to act for consequences to unfold. Time itself enforces the lesson. The signs are there to warn, not to destroy, offering a chance to correct before the echo grows too loud. If you find yourself noticing these indicators, do not dismiss them. They are invitations to step back into harmony before the decree of closure seals what could have been healed. For once that decree is spoken, the cycle is complete, and only the final word of the universe remains. Virgo is not to be feared but to be honored. Their energy is precise, disciplined, and deeply aligned with the laws of the cosmos. To cross them is to cross order itself, and order always responds. Respecting them, however, is like opening a door to stability, abundance, and unseen protection. This is the duality of the cosmic test. Blessings flow for those who align, while karmic traps spring for those who resist. Today, this truth resounds with unusual strength, reminding us that Virgo carries a gate not easily bypassed. The 3 reasons stand clear. The first is their mirror. Cross them and you are exposed, your shadow reflected without distortion. The second is their discipline. Silent power stored like a drawn bow, released with sharp precision. The third is their prophetic sight. They see what others cannot, revealing truth and dismantling illusions with ease. These reasons together form a shield no attack can penetrate, because they are not defenses built by ego, but by alignment with universal law. Prophecy speaks through Virgo not with drama, but with clarity. The tower moment appears when false structures collapse, and those who have tested Virgo often find themselves caught in that fall. Yet those who honor them stand on stable ground, shielded by the very order that others tried to defy. This is why crossing Virgo is never just a personal conflict. It is stepping into the current of cosmic consequence. The decree is simple, yet powerful. Speak it aloud. I honor Virgo's gate. This statement is not only a gesture of respect, but a key to alignment. To honor Virgo is to honor the principles they embody: precision, truth, and balance. To dishonor them is to walk into resistance that the universe itself enforces. Picture the image as the final word settles. A Virgo stands at the threshold of a gate carved from light, steady and silent, watching. Those who pass with reverence walk into harmony, their steps guided by clarity. Those who cross in defiance face the closing of the gate, the echo of their own energy returning with force. And in this vision, one truth is sealed. To cross Virgo today is to cross the cosmic order itself, and the cosmos never forgets what has been sown.